Hey now, people, what's going on? Cheers. It's Friday, June 10th. I'm embarrassed because I forget birthdays, particular birthdays. I know that June is loaded with them. I'm forgetting someone's birthday. I'll find out later. Well, it's pretty much a daily occurrence, and that is reality that, we live and we die, but it's pretty much a daily occurrence that we lose someone of note or someone in the music world. And I just heard this morning that unfortunately Julee passed away. Only 65. I'll say only. I'm 66 going on 67. I'd like to be around a long time. That's young. She came into prominence with this. The David Lynch Twin Peaks connection. Now I have to admit to you folks that I'm not a TV watcher. I'm not real big into media. I'm into music, so I never got into Twin Peaks. I tried to watch it; it didn't catch my interest. The music was fantastic. Angelo Badalamenti, and then the song that was kind of a hit up here, "Rockin' Back Inside My Heart," and the accompanying video. I liked it all. I liked the moodiness. I liked her vocal approach. Very much so. I bought more of her music. The Art of Being a Girl. Have you heard this? This is good. It's not like the other Twin Peaks music at all, but it's classy, and I like her voice. And I picked this up, and I need to play this. I know I like it, but I'm not real familiar with it. The Voice of Love, Julee. And this one is nice. I believe it's a color vinyl. I believe it is. Yes. That's pretty. I'll be playing this after I get done with the video. Folks, I hope you're doing okay. I love it when I see folks from the VC proper that I haven't talked to in a while. Chris 4127 Basket, it's so nice to see that you're still around. Carla, it's always wonderful to hear from you. Much love, Carla. So rest in peace, Julee. I got the latest from Third Mind. Fourth Dimension. See how I get them mixed up? Fourth Dimension. Void Fill. Landfill History. This one hits me right. Kind of strikes me kind of like a Sleaford Mods sort of approach with the spoken word stuff. But what I like this. I like the tracks. I like the way it works together already. I'm just giving it my first listen, but my first listen was a good one. And it's like I'm liking this. We got to the point of one track where he's saying, basically, I give no fucks, or I give no more fucks, and I was just really feeling that. So this one, positive, real positive first impression. Void Fill. Fourth Dimension Records. If you folks don't know this label, some of you ought to be checking it out. It might have a lot of stuff on it that you really like and don't know. Like I said, for this one, the first reference that popped to mind as I listened was Sleaford Mods, and I like the Sleaford Mods. Void Fill. Check it out, okay? So, yesterday, I had a friend come by and visit for a while to kind of help me with the grieving process over my friend Gary's passing. He was very close. He was a very astute man, not usual. He was very intelligent and was raised partially in Thailand. which gave him a unique worldview compared to most Omahans, okay? And he lived within walking distance. Well, not really, but Gary was that sort of person. He would just walk over to my house. I wouldn't walk the distance from my house to his, a few miles, probably more than a few miles. He was an extraordinary person, he was. Frankly, I am disappointed that I didn't hear a word from his family. So if that gets back to them, that's fine with me. So I spent more time out in the living room yesterday, listening to my real good stereo, just kind of thinking about the fact that, it always sits there thinking, oh, I'll get to it, or it's just there. And these deaths of people are just letting me know. It's like, listen to it now, What are you waiting for? I sit in here out of convenience, okay, because I'll listen to a lot of music while I'm either on the computer or I'm working here at my desk on art, writing, whatever, puttering away at something. This is my spot. But yesterday I put on some Tycho on the big stereo. Boy, did this just sing. Awake. Tycho's Awake. Oh, this sounded wonderful on the stereo. Tycho can get a little bit samey sounding after a while, but it's a lovely, lovely sound. This is not a limited edition or anything. Really enjoyed this yesterday. And then when my friend Nick stopped by, we'll listen to this together. Richard Burmer on the Third Extreme. He is listed as a New Age artist, but I just don't like that term. This music is what I consider healthy, beautiful, lyrical, and it just paints the music paints a picture that I want to see. It's there's a lot of beauty involved, and a lot of this music creates visions and hope. Yeah, that's what I feel with music like this. It's an uplift sort of feeling, and like looking at the sky on a beautiful day. This is a wonderful album. I've got another one of his, but this one I like the most, on the Third Extreme. It has another cover too. I think this is the second edition of it. Wonderful, wonderful music. A couple more things I played. This was a gift to me from a musician from, I think, Fleming Borby. He had a band called Labrador. Is he from Scotland or Sweden? I forget. But he came to America several years ago, and I ended up being hired to play bass for him. And we got along really well, although I could tell that he and I are very different as people. But I had fun playing with music with him, and we stayed connected for a while. And he sent me some records, and this was one of them. The Last James, Kindergarten, a pop band I don't really know much about. There's parts of this that are just kind of like, this is not very good. And then there's other songs that's like, wow, this is really coming together. Kind of like Supergrass a little bit, maybe. I would use that as a possible reference. I may be wrong. But The Last James, it's a keeper. Two more that I listened to. Yeah. Tomorrow, this is a live album that was put out, much later. Apparently, this is out of the personal archives of the drummer Twink. But this is Tomorrow live at the Olympia in London, 1967. It's a poor recording. It's like someone's, it was like someone sneaked a tape recorder in, cassette or something, and so the fidelity of this is crap. But it's exciting. And it has a live version of My White Bicycle, as well as their other minor hit. Was it Revolution? I enjoyed this. Aside from the crap sound quality. And even though I've had several copies of this album over the years, I bought this reissue for the vinyl, and I love this album. Easter Everywhere, 13th Floor Elevators. This was just right yesterday. Just right for my headspace. music and the words, all of it. And I listened to the mono mix. No, I don't have a dedicated mono cartridge. I know all about that shit. About listening to mono with a mono cartridge is the way to go. But I'm not anal about that shit, okay? So, you know, I know people who are, and it's like I just don't get into that. You know, I love the music, and I do notice those differences, but it's like I'm not going to get caught up in that audio stuff where you just lose yourself spending money unnecessarily. That was some good music. It was some good music yesterday. So, it's Friday. Probably will take the weekend off as far as making videos. Hoping to not hear bad news about Sakamoto. Hoping that somehow he gets a second wind and has more longevity. Stays with us longer. That would be nice. I will say something about the hearing last night. I did watch part of the 2-hour hearing regarding January 6th. All I have to say is that facts matter, and there is no good reason why we would want to let January 6th go undealt with. Excuse me. Even for the people who think that they would win, the right-wingers and the crazy Proud Boys, they're so short-sighted that they don't see that even if they were to win what it is they're trying to win, it's just a losing proposition for all of us. This division and this madness, especially surrounding that loser, slimeball, ex-former president. I don't even want to say his name. He sucks so bad. It's just a complete example of what is so wrong in the world today, that we have people who have lost their minds and are actually following him, that you would actually want. See, I can't even get the words together. So I just hope they bust that fucker's balls, because it's wrong, and it's hurt us all. There's nothing good to be gained by it, okay? So, I checked it out. That's what I got to say about it right now. Come to your senses, people. I also put on my Facebook page the other day, I imagine a world where we're focused on living rather than selling. Because that's the world we live in. Okay, I've babbled enough. Have a good weekend.